Speaking of MVPs, Steph Curry, he held a camp in New York with his alma mater, the Davidson Wildcats, getting some work in with the two-time MVP. Perk, what are you expecting from Steph and the Warriors this season? Good coaching.
Well, I'm expecting them to make the playoffs through the play-in tournament. Steph Curry played at an all-NBA level last season when he was available. Steph is not going to waste time. Anytime he's on the floor, he's going to deliver. He's one of the few, like LeBron James, that has defeated for the time. So I expect Steph to be Steph, just depending on how Jimmy Butler looked when he returned.
I don't know if Perk you saw, but there was a lot of weddings this weekend, including Cavaliers star Donovan Mitchell, Coco Jones. Congratulations to the newlyweds. They tied the knot. Plenty of NBA players were in attendance. Monica, are you more of an electric slide on the dance floor, or are you a Cupid shuffle? Wobble, maybe?
Give me an electric slide. And JP, what's happening right now? This is terrifying, but I'm so happy for these two. Fun fact, I was at Essence Fest a year ago, and Donovan tipped me off that he was about to propose, and I was so happy for them. This is such a beautiful wedding.
I'm also so happy that we got a new meme unlocked here.
Jalen, what's happening here?
I love that he turns at the end and goes, Josh! Talking to Josh Hart. Jaylen Brown, though, was definitely invited in attendance. The new Sixers star, he was jumping out of a plane, though, in Egypt. I'm getting altitude sickness watching this. You've done this, right?
I have done this. Not in Egypt. I was in Virginia.
You know what? It's a no from me, dog, as Randy would say. Kevin Durant, though, he was asked this weekend about Philadelphia's new squad, including Jaylen Brown. Here's what KD had to say.
Last time they put 3 20-point scores on the team, they said it was unfair, which is the team I was on. Yeah. They got 4 25-point scores on this team. So hell yeah, they're going to be a contender, man.
I agree with Kevin Durant. So does Kendrick Perkins, because Perk put together his big list of teams in the East. The list was absolutely wild, but Sixers were number one as your best teams in the East. What's going to be their key to success?
Oh, it's going to be the connection between LeBron James and Joel Embiid. And here's the thing, right? It's more than one way to get to Walmart. Okay, it's more than one way to get to Walmart. And it's more than one way. It's more than one way to use Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has become a great passer over the last few seasons, and as we see the connection with him and LeBron in the Olympics, here we are again. Rebound, outlet. We know that LeBron James was one of the best last year for us getting out transition. Joel Embiid unlocking a different version of himself. Here we go again. The post-entry pass. When Joel Embiid takes the crab dribble, he sees the triple team, not the double team. LeBron James, great at finding the gaps, cutting off the ball. So, again, everybody is talking about how is this offense going to work, but everybody is not highlighting how guys have grown up like Joel Embiid, how at times you can use him as a passer, as that point center, and we know how great LeBron James is as far as his IQ and playing off the ball.
I just looked this up. There's more than one way to Walmart. This phrase has never been
I literally like you just made that up. I thought you were going to say
more than one way to skin a cat. Right. That is a pure Perkism. That is just you, Kendrick Perkins. But to your point, there are people who react and say, okay, the Sixers team, how is it going to work? There's only one basketball. How are all these alphas going to fit together? What do you say to those folks, Monica?
Well, I agree with you, Perk, that it can work. I don't know if my key relationship is going to be the LeBron James, Joel Embiid thing, or the Tyrese Maxey, LeBron James, and somewhere in there you got to sprinkle in some Jaylen Brown as well. I have no doubt, though, that this is going to be a high basketball IQ group of guys. Nick Nurse is one of the more creative coaches that we've seen in the NBA, willing to do things that are so to speak out of the box, right? I just think this is going to be so fun. And the only hesitation that I have in terms of it hinging on Joel Embiid is just because of his history. Now, if he is healthy, that is a whole different layer for sure, Malika, without a doubt. But I think LeBron James allowing Maxey Edgecombe Brown to sort of run and dictate pace and not having to be a guy that carries a lot of weight because of the power of those guys, I think it's going to work well.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of how many games are going to get together in the regular season, because we know you can't just have instant oatmeal chemistry for these guys, especially at this point in their careers. You're going to need a little bit of a runway. But as we know now, there's more than one way to get to Walmart. Still to come on NBA Pacers. Celtics off seasons right after this. That's when the men's Olympic team won gold. They defeated Serbia and Montenegro in the gold medal game, 95-69, behind 28 points from the Admiral, David Robinson. So let's go a little bit more in depth on that 1996 gold medal team, because they won their games, remember, by an average of more than 31 points a night in that 8-game tournament. Team USA won every game by double figures and allowed 80 points, only 80 points, once through that entire run. The 1996 team, it was full of Hall of Famers, but Charles Barkley, of course, led the team in scoring. Barkley was the highest scorer for Team USA for the second straight Olympic Games. Quite the feat, right, for the 1993 MVP. And the 96 gold medal team for the men's team. It was one of 8 gold medals the program has won over the last 9 Olympic Games. Team USA has won gold in the Olympics in every tournament between 1992 and 2024, with, of course, the exception of the Athens Games in 2004. So now welcoming in the 4-time All-Star, the current Memphis Tigers head coach, Penny Hardaway, fresh on the golf course. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Penny, I got to ask you before we dive into the basketball, what's the handicap looking like since you're out there enjoying the lush greens?
My handicap is finally at a 1. I need to get it to 0, though.
It's at a 1. The entire control room right now is getting in my ear telling me how impressive that is, that it's at a 1. If you're getting it to a 0, you're not giving anybody any chance.
No, I'm not trying to. That's the point.
See, and that is the mentality, and that's the mentality that you had on that 1996 team that won gold. It was 30 years ago. When you think back to that group, Penny, what's the memory that stands out?
Yeah, for me, it was about sacrifice. You showed Charles Barkley, who averaged 28 points a game in the regular season in the NBA, averaging 12 points and leading us in scoring. Think about that. All these Hall of Famers, all these top scorers. David Robinson probably led the league in scoring that year, and Charles led us with 12 points per game. So it was about sacrifice and domination with us.
So if you're thinking back to maybe the scene that would lead the documentary, if and when there's one that's made about the 1996 team, what's the scene that's going to open up, that's going to set the stage for everything?
You know, it's us finally getting to Atlanta and being so locked in. I mean, there was no playing around. We understood that we needed to win every game by 30 points. So getting off that plane and getting into Atlanta and everybody's seriousness, it wasn't a time to mess around or play around. We understood the task at hand. And if you open up the documentary, it's us landing in Atlanta ready to take care of business.
You took care of business, but there was also a bunch of trash talkers on that team. Of course, I'm thinking about Shaq. I'm thinking about Gary Payton, the rest of the crew. Who was the best?
Well, GP is the best at it. You know, that's my dog right there. You know, GP got added later. Don't know why he should have been on there from the very beginning, but Glenn Big Dog Robinson had declined to play, and we added Gary Payton, which really made it to where our defense was so stellar, where the other team couldn't get above 80 points because, you know, it started with me, him, and John Stockton, but, you know, to have the glove on the team and have Scottie Pippen on the team, guys that are defensive-minded, and to have the Admiral and those guys behind you and Shaq at the rim was cool.
I love listening to the stories of these teams that were sort of the beginning, right, for me. When you think back, you've said that you think that this is the second best Team USA that's ever been put together for the men. Do you still feel that way?
I do feel that way. I'm not trying to disrespect D-Wade, LeBron, KD, Kobe, and those guys. I have to feel that way. I felt like our team was well-rounded, and we had an opportunity to do something special. And I do know the magnitude of having LeBron and D-Wade and those guys, so I still feel like we're the second best team behind the original Dream Team.
All right. I mean, when I'm thinking of the power rankings, you guys got a real case here, but we're already looking ahead. We talk a lot about this show because it's right here in Los Angeles, about the 2028 Olympic team, and whether or not the world, frankly, has caught up, the talent around the world. Do you think when you're looking at 2028, you believe in America still that we're going to win the gold medal once again on the men's side?
I still believe 100%, but the world has definitely caught up.
Yeah.
You know, back when in 96, the world had not caught up to us. Now, you know, watching these guys dominate the league, their confidence is really high, and they feel like they can beat us. And if it weren't for an unbelievable Steph Curry showing, which he always shows up, and rallying us, you know, it could have been the other way. But thank God for those guys, and I'm still riding with the USA no matter what.
See, but I don't know if Steph Curry, Steph Curry said he's probably not going to be there again. LeBron James doesn't look like he's going to be there again. Do you think we're going to see those guys again in the red, white, and blue?
I'm not sure. It's going to take something very special for those guys to come out and try it one more time. But whoever goes, whether it's Ant-Man, whoever's there,
Yeah.
I trust those guys, and they're going to go out and compete.
Penny, you know who we are going to see, though? We're going to see Victor Wembanyama. He is not going anywhere, right? When I think back to the gold medal game, I think of the tears that he had, and he was so unsatisfied with walking away with silver. Who's going to go toe-to-toe with him?
Well, I think it's going to be a team deal. You know, you got Bam and those guys that are going to be there. Maybe even Jalen Duren, you know, who played for me. Those guys, they're going to be ready to play. They understand who Victor is. Like you said, those tears were something that, you know, you have to go through defeat before you get to victory. But I hope not in the Olympics against us in 2028.
I don't know about 2028, but I believe that Victor Wembanyama is going to have a gold medal before it's all said and done. Do you?
I don't really want to admit to it, but if you're smart, you will admit that he might get one later on for sure, but hopefully not anytime soon.
Well, that's fair enough. Before we let you go, because I know you got a round to finish, we've been talking a lot also this summer about the remaining free agents and the conversations that they're having with different teams. You coach Jalen Duren back at Memphis. He's in that contract negotiation. Why is it so important, do you think, that he re-signs with Detroit?
It's very important because Jalen is a guy that, you know, he wants to finish where he started. And he's very loyal, and he's gonna play his heart out for Detroit. And he wants to win a championship there. You know, they've only scratched the surface, and with him being an all-star for the first time this year, his heart and soul is in Detroit, so hopefully that all works itself out.
I appreciate that window into everything that he's going through. This is your home course, right? What's the record looking like out there?
Yeah, you know, I shot 65 out here. This is where I started playing. It's a public course that we all started playing that a while ago in like the year 2000. So we come out here and just try to, you know, play with the homies and have fun. So yeah, I shot 65 out here before.
That's like 7 under. There's the homies. No one's going to want to play with you anymore. You're getting too good out there.
You know what? They are kind of trying to escape the betting more now than when I first got done coaching when I was shooting in the 80s.
There you go. You're taking everyone's money up there. Penny Hardaway, thank you so much for the time. We'll let you get back to it.
Oh, thank you so much.
As NBA Today rolls on, Bam Adebayo, he talked about his relationship. How is it already August? Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, summer is far from over. We're in summer school. Summer school is in session.
Me and Perk, you got your hands full in that class.
I'm handing out some grades. We're starting with the Minnesota Timberwolves here, Perk. The Wolves, they look very different this season after moving on from Julius Randle. They also moved on from fan favorite Naz Reid. A lot of people with tattoos are very sad right now. LaMelo Ball, the full ball experience is in Minnesota. The Wolves have made at least the conference finals, the semifinals rather, in each of the last 3 seasons after making it only once through their first 34 seasons combined. So Kendrick Perkins, you're handing out the grade. What grade are you giving Minnie?
I'm actually giving them a B+, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people are down on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm not one of them. I think it's only 2 teams that I'm putting ahead of them, and that's the San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City. And I just think Anthony Edwards, we're going to see a different version of Anthony Edwards this year. We're going to see an MVP-type version of Anthony Edwards. He has never played with a guy like LaMelo Ball that's going to be able to set the table for him and get him easier looks, especially in transition. We saw what LaMelo did for Con Knipple last year. I think he's going to have that same effect, us knowing that Anthony Edwards over the last 3 years has been one of the best three-point shooters in the game.
Yeah, we've been asking for him to get a point guard. Let's see what happens now.
The Philadelphia 76ers have the potential to become one of the most intriguing teams in the NBA, with LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Jaylen Brown. They have an incredible amount of talent. The biggest question will be whether all of these stars can find the right balance and make their individual strengths work together. LeBron and Embiid could be especially important to Philadelphia's success. LeBron's basketball IQ and ability to create opportunities for others could complement Embiid's scoring and passing perfectly. If Embiid stays healthy, the combination could give the Sixers an offensive identity that is extremely difficult for opponents to handle. Victor Wembanyama also appears ready to become one of the defining players of the next generation. His combination of size, skill, and defensive ability is rare, and his disappointment after losing internationally shows how much he wants to compete at the highest level. It would not be surprising to see him become a major force in future Olympic competition. Team USA remains incredibly talented, but international basketball has clearly become more competitive. The United States can no longer assume that its stars will overwhelm every opponent. With veterans like LeBron James and Stephen Curry possibly moving away from international competition, younger players such as Anthony Edwards will have an even bigger responsibility.